Hi, and welcome to Conversion Conversations. This is Cameron, and today I'm taking a look at Transformers Generations Studio Series 102 Buzzworthy Bumblebee Rise of the Beasts Optimus Prime, and man, is that a mouthful. I guess this guy, 102, never got like a release in the main line. Was there never like a 102 just in the regular Studio Series line? It's only the Buzzworthy Bumblebee version. But what we have is Optimus Prime from the Rise of the Beasts movie, and this is a Voyager toy, and it's a remold of, what was it, 38? Which I thought I reviewed, but I couldn't find that video on the channel, so maybe I never took a look at him. But we have Optimus Prime here in his, G1 referencing glory, and I will say, starting out, we have this lovely background, that looks nice, but starting out, I do not love this alt mode. I don't remember this being a thing, or maybe it folded a little differently on the 38 version. But I like almost everything here. I wish there was a hitch in the back. I think he always should have some sort of hitch you make or fold out or something when you bring his feet together. And then all this stuff on the back, like, it looks so clean, right, until you get to this part here. I'm not sure what happened there that they felt the need for all this crud on the back just to make his shins. It feels like it could have been simpler than that. He does roll just fine, and I have the complaint I have about every Optimus Prime toy nowadays. I don't know why they make these fuel canisters, or whatever you want to call them, like half hinges. So it's a hinge, but there's no locking point here. So that means, it just the littlest tap. They're nice and tight so they don't like close when you shake them, but there is no resistance to closing them out. If you hear, it locks in place in that position. It should also have a detent to lock in place here. This happens all the time, and it's starting to drive me crazy. I really don't like it. But other than that, I mean, he's a Voyager Optimus Prime toy. He's got storage for his gun, his blaster hand, and his blade, and that's neat. And yeah, I mean, it looks pretty nice up front. Maybe a little too much gray up top. It would have been nice if that had been painted. Maybe there's going to be a premium deco. Got a stripe. Nothing else really in the paint department other than the rims. Yeah, he looks pretty dang good. I would love to show him next to the Autobot cast, but I don't have that many. I do have one. We've got Wheeljack. So here's how Optimus Prime and Wheeljack look together. Hopefully I'll get more of the Autobots from the movie soon. I think Mirage is on his way. But here's how they look together, and they look all right. I dig kind of this scale between the two. It feels right. If they're lined up, it just looks pretty nifty. Now, what we probably want to see is him and the Terrorcons. So we've got Nightbird, we've got Battle Trap, and like there, obviously Battle Trap's a bigger truck than expected. And we've got Scourge, leader class Scourge here. So here's how they look together. And obviously that doesn't scale super great in alt mode either. And this is another one of those things that's really bugging me about the Studio Series line for Rise of the Beasts. It feels like the promise of Studio Series isn't here anymore. It feels like Scourge is too big. It feels like this is too small. Maybe they line up perfectly in robot mode, but I felt like Studio Series cared about scale in vehicle mode also. We got that really nice big blackout kind of thing. I don't know, this just feels like it's just mainline toys. It doesn't feel like Studio Series so much anymore, but they do look pretty cool together. It's neat to see these vehicles together. And let's get to transformation. First, we're going to unplug his gun, unplug his legs. There's a peg here for his sword, and we can take a look. That sword is painted in a lovely manner. Dig it. Great. I do like this jagged blade design. They kept that from the Bay vs. Optimus. I'm just fine with that. Next thing, we're going to come in and we're going to unplug these back legs here, like so. They are tabbed in here and here. They can come down. Same thing on this side. Unplug it, bring it kind of down and away. With his legs split, we can take the feet, bring him around on both sides. We can take his, I guess this blue section is like his calf. We're going to flip it 180, give him a little bit of calf definition, like so. And then his shin is just going to fold down on top of it and engage in place. like so. Same thing on this side. Get it all kind of squeezed together. There's a tab right here that we can get over. If we... Oh, that side, oddly enough, doesn't want to engage for some reason. There we go. So, with those legs done, and the legs are basically done. And if you notice, these collapsed all on their own. If for some reason they didn't, you can close them up. These skirt pieces are tabbed in, but in transformation you'll find that they'll get loose. And you want them loose anyway, so it's a win-win. We can come up top. We're going to rotate these panels in the back. One. Gotta get them kind of around each other. And two, like so. These panels up top, we can flip them over. They clip, not clip, but they click in nicely. We can come revealing the Autobot symbol on his shoulders. And then these, you got to get your nail in there, but you can separate out the panel up top here on either side. And with those open, you can fold out the arm. It's a kind of a traditional Optimus Prime transformation. I think we've seen this a dozen or so times before. Same thing on this side. There we go. And then with that done, you can take this arm assembly and you can rotate it up, and it won't like necessarily click, but it'll kind of detent into place, and that's important for arm articulation later on. Same thing on this side. Get it up and out of the way. We can flip out, opening up that piece, flip out his wrist, close it up, flip in this panel in two sections. First the outer section and then the inner. Rotate things around and you've got an arm. Same thing on this side. Open, flip, close, rotate, rotate, rotate. And the very last thingy is just the front of his chest. We're going to open up the grill of the truck, fold in these wheels on either side. With them folded in, we are going to collapse this assembly back, flipping around this section, and then bringing the whole thing back, and it kind of fits snugly into place right here. With that, we can bring the arms down, and this double tab here is going to sit right in here, click nicely into place, and then all we got to do left is pop out that head. We have a dramatic head reveal. Bring that piece down, close up his grill, and here is Rise of the Beasts Optimus Prime. And I will say, this is the reason you get it. It is a good-looking Optimus Prime toy. I think I like this in robot mode better than Studio Series 38 Optimus Prime, which, is it crazy? It feels like, right, that's the number, 38 Optimus Prime, and this is 102. It doesn't feel like it's been that many years since it came out, but I guess it must have. And yeah, I think he looks great in this mode. I could have used some more paint, or this could have been, I feel like this could have been painted or red plastic, just red plastic. He has a really nice, silhouette. I like, the skirts, the crotch section, the chest, it all just flows really nicely into this very heroic pose. And I'm not throwing shade on Bayverse Optimus Prime's designs, but this one just feels a little more solid and heroic to me. He does have some lovely light blue painted eyes, a nicely articulated head that can wiggle all over. It is kind of a small size head, but it again helps illustrate his just mass and size, and I do really like that. We do have 360 on the shoulders. They can go up, which is why we brought that joint up. They can go up like so. You could, if you wanted to cheat with the joint, if you wanted to bring it down, you could, and then you could do kind of a butterfly thing, but I just keep it up. You do have bicep curl, which is nice, a double jointed bicep to get, wherever you want. Some bicep swivel, some wrist swivel, which I do appreciate with the wrist transformation. It is a mushroom peg. Waist swivel, obviously. Now, the interesting thing is it doesn't feel like his waist turns at the center of mass fully, but it does everything you need it to do, I feel. Now, here's the part I really, really like. Let's get these skirts out of the way. You can go out that far, so you don't get the full Van Damme, but if you want a front kick, it does that Bandai action figure thing where this assembly rotates up. And it gives you a nice high front kick. I really dig that. I wish that it had so it's a swivel that goes into a universal joint. If that universal joint just had a mushroom peg in the assembly here at this, like if there was a cut here and this was 2 sections and a mushroom peg, then we could get a really nice back kick. We can't go back that far, which is unfortunate, but that kick is great. I do really like that. We do have some thigh swivel. The thigh swivel you have to be careful about. You don't get a ton in this position. It's only when you like bring it up that you get that swivel, but it is there. You do, like I said, the side kick, and then you do get a little past 90 in the knee, and you get, you know, a ball joint and waist or ankle articulation wherever you want. So, you know, if you want him in some fighting poses, you can absolutely do that. You can get him kind of kicking. You know, if he wants to kick Megatron up in the face, you can absolutely do that. Yeah, you know, you want some cool, like, running action pose, you can definitely do that. Like, he is a great little figure in robot mode. It's really just the alt mode that bums me. He does have, you know, his accessories here. If we get him back, we can... This blade has 2 pegs in it. He can hold it like a sword, which is neat. He can also plug it in right here, which is the way I prefer it. That is something I liked from the Optimus Prime from the Bayverse movies. The like forearm blade is super sick. I do acknowledge that, even if I'm not a big fan of those movies. You can fold in his hand, and you can put this 5mm port onto that peg there, and he's got his blaster there. So yeah, he has his accessories, he can do some cool stuff, he has his Studio Series background. It's really just the alt mode that I don't love, but it's a really cool Optimus Prime at a really nice size. And I you know, it's not a difficult recommendation. And here is Optimus with Scourge, so you can see how they look together. And again, for how good Optimus looks, I feel like I really liked Scourge when I first got him, but as I've gotten the rest of the Rise of the Beast line, more and more I just wish that we got a Scourge that looked more accurate to the movie. I like this scale. I like how they size up against each other. Like, that seems like a fun fight. But I just wish Scourge was a little more filled out and a little less skinny. Here he is with the other Terrorcons. And I will say, like, out of the vehicle mode Transformers, I think Optimus might be my favorite. I think right now it's Optimus, then Battletrap, then maybe Scourge and Wheeljack are tied for each other, with Nightbird being last. I'm hoping to get the rest of the line. I'd like to get the full line from the movie, except for maybe Bumblebee. I just don't care about Bumblebee. But as is, I mean, he looks pretty good with the lined up crew, especially if we get Scourge's backdrop here. There we go. Like, that's kind of neat to see them. Obviously, Wheeljack wasn't actually there, but it's neat to see the group with the big backdrop. You know, you could do a cool diorama. That being said, Optimus Prime here actually does not find a place on my collection shelf. Like, it's neat that I'm glad I got to play with him. I'm glad I got to check him out. But I just have other Optimus Primes. I still prefer first edition Transformers Prime Optimus Prime. So if you are looking for a Transformers Generations Buzzworthy Bumblebee Studio Series 102BB Optimus Prime, that is such a mouthful. I'm hoping eventually the Generation sub-line ends and they just refresh the whole thing so we can just shorten the name of things, like call it Transformers, I don't know, Classics 2 or something. But if you're looking for Studio Series 102BB Prime, this one is going to be a giveaway. And I think the question of the giveaway is simple. The Studio Series line has changed a lot over the years. It started out and it was the Michael Bay Transformers movie toys. Then we added Studio Series 86. We've you know, I feel like the Bumblebee movie and the The Rise of the Beast movie totally makes sense. Now we've got Gamer Edition. So here is my question. If you could make one change to the Studio Series line, what would it be? It could be anything. Would you want to get rid of all the Studio Series 86 and Gamer Edition stuff and just keep it to the movies? Would you want to change focus entirely to, like, I don't know, would you want to do, like, the Transformers Predacons Rising movie? Like, does that qualify as Studio Series 2? Do you want to see some Predacons get some love? For me, I want them to go back and redo Shatter and Dropkick. I want triple changing Voyager, Shatter, and Dropkick. That is what I want most in the world. Please, 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 Hasbro. I am looking forward to the third-party ones. But yeah, so if you haven't done my giveaways before, 1 week from today, I'll announce the winner. The way you enter is you go down in the comments, answer the question of the day. Again, the question of the day is, if you can make one change to the Studio Series line, what would it be? Go down and answer it. Say you want to enter the giveaway over the next week. I'll tally up all the entries and then draw a winner, put it out in next Saturday's video, and we'll take a look and see who the winner is. You reach out to me, and we'll get it Optimus Prime shipped out to you. That is it for today's video. Again, Optimus Prime, big thumbs up. I think overall, good. Alt mode, I don't like it, but a really, really strong robot mode, just not a place on my shelf. If you want to enter the giveaway, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye, everybody.